Are you a climate change denier? Are you one of these people that's done their own research on the internet, watched a few YouTube videos and come up with a different conclusion from the 97% of actual scientists who know what they're talking about? Have you come up with some research that contradicts what they would say about man's impact on the environment and the negative impact on the climate, which is changing? If you are one of those people, fair enough. But just because you're against something, why do you have to become a scientist about it and come up with these different theories? Why not just say that you don't care? You're not bothered by the fact that we're on a collision course with a mass extinction. If you're not bothered about it, just admit it. I am not a vegan, okay? I eat meat. But I'm not a vegan denier. I haven't come up with some different scientific theory that says, no, animals don't actually suffer, animals don't actually feel pain. I've just kind of acknowledged to myself that I know animals suffer and that's a bit unfortunate, but I like to eat meat. Therefore, I don't care enough about the animals suffering to stop eating meat. So if you don't care about the environment, you don't care about climate change, just admit it. You don't have to come up with scientific theories to try and make yourself feel better about that position. For example, when Andrew Tate was picking on Greta Thunberg and trying to bully her online, he didn't come up with a scientific theory to say, well, actually, carbon emissions don't change the climate. He was just showing that he doesn't care. He knows that they do have an effect, but he's not bothered about it. And why would he be? If this mass extinction is not going to really do irreversible damage until about 100 years from now, or maybe 200 years, if he's not going to be around, then why should he care? Maybe you would say, well, his children or his great-grandchildren will be around. Maybe he doesn't care about them. Maybe he doesn't have any children. I don't know. Some people are not having children because they don't want their children to have a negative impact on the climate. But if you really just don't care about the future, you don't care about people that haven't been born yet, you don't care about the unborn that will be here in 100 years, 200 years, then just say that. Maybe it doesn't matter to you. Because look, some of us are not going to be here in 5 years. Never mind the fact that almost none of us will be here in 100 years. So if you don't care about something, just admit that you don't care about it. One day, the world will end, won't it? Everything comes to an end. Eventually, the sun will swallow up planet Earth. If the sun goes on to become, is it a giant red something, a white dwarf, something like that, we will be swallowed up by the sun. So the Earth is going to end one day, no matter what. Nothing we can do about it. Now, that might be in 100 years from now, or that might be in 1,000,000 years from now. But if you're of the mindset that no one else matters other than yourself, then I suppose to you it doesn't really matter whether that happens in 100 years from now, or 1,000 years, or 1,000,000 years. But it must be pretty difficult for the rest of us that do care about the planet to persuade those that really don't. How can we get the message across to them? Because the 97% scientific consensus doesn't seem to be working.